Hello. How are you?
All right, yes, sir.
Good, good. What's your name?
Roderick.
Rhetoric?
Roderick.
What is it?
Roderick. Rod for short.
Rod? I'll call you Rod. That's easier. I'm David.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Rod. Nice to meet you.
Next one.
Rod.
Hey, Rod, go ahead and sign in here for me.
Oh, like what you're making, man, no?
Yeah.
No,
It's, I don't know what kind of.
no, I got a family, I got a couple of Rogers in my family,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I thought I got like a Asian,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, man. Not that I really know.
We're just talking about another strain coming out of Colombia.
Oh, really?
It's crazy, man. It's already in Miami.
I just thought it was a lambda, is it?
I'm not
I was over in, I was in India this month.
sure.
And they were said, there's not only this, they're looking at some kind of lambda strain, you know, there's the Delta
Yeah,
variant.
yeah.
The next thing is lambda, you know,
Yeah.
so, another strain. Yeah, it is crazy.
I don't know, man. It's really crazy. That's all I know.
Creating stuff just for the hell of it.
If they had did it right from the beginning, everything would have been fine. But you know, but they love too much money. You know what I'm saying? The whole time everything was going on, they had the tolls still running. It was still collected at tolls. The DeSantis, he come on the news, he just talking foolishness. It's crazy.
Ron, do me a favor, stand up like this over here and hold this banner for me. I'm gonna take a picture of you. So do you trade? Do you trade? You can remove your mask.
So I started, but I haven't done anything with it.
Okay. How you doing? You doing good?
Doing good.
Oh man, nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
You look like a trader, man. You look like a trader. Anthony,
How you been?
how you doing?
Good, good.
You learning?
Yes, learning by mistakes, right?
Ooh. Are you coming on Monday?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Looking good on it.
It's gonna be a great event.
6 to 9, right?
Yeah. Hey, Cam?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Hey, Brian? We'll get started in a few minutes here.
What's your password? The Wi-Fi?
It is, let's see here. It's Creole Conference Room 5G, Creole Conference Room 5G. And the password is Winter Park Conference. This is for you. Yeah, you left this?
It's in the office,
Okay.
so I'll leave this.
Yeah, I do.
You have it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't got it with me.
You don't have it with you? Okay. All right.
It's an Anthony thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got one in the hole, one in the wall. Crazy.
Yeah, on the road.
Right.
What do you do?
What can I do?
Yeah,
I have a commercial cleaning company,
nice.
and then my wife has a target case management agency right downstairs. So,
What kind of agency?
target case management.
Okay, nice.
So what we do is we help mental health recipients that have mental health issues, link them to resources. Rehab, mental, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
We'll link them to the resources. Kind of like a life coach.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. We've been getting sent like a lot of homeless people. That's a big thing down here. Homelessness.
Hey, Brian.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Brian,
And the rent and everything going up, man.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
The homeless people?
I can hear you well. How you doing? Good, good. How are you?
Hey, pretty good, man.
Welcome, welcome.
Glad to be here, brother.
But I do try to put time towards the homeless people.
Yeah, we've been looking for like, affordable housing for people. Eventually, that's what we want to get into. Eventually, try to get some land and maybe, get some trailers or something.
I mean, tiny homes are coming.
Yeah. Yeah, because the price point is up.
You get in the zone area or section, in the district,
Mm-hmm.
and it's free money, it's very.
Right. Yeah, we're trying to help them. We call them, that girl, she. I was out over here. Didn't get an offer. Moved with her kids down here. Didn't get her driver's license.
Okay, guys, we're gonna get started.
Yeah.
Is this my water or your water?
Oh, that's mine.
That's yours?
You're welcome to it though. It's not open.
I thought I brought a water.
It's not
That
open.
looks so much like my bottle.
Really? I just, you buy this. It's cheap, You buy the case.
Hold on, I think I left my, 1 second.
That's serious.
So she couldn't get, she couldn't get her ID to get an apartment. So now she's living in an Airbnb. 13 kids. Bouncing around. So she didn't have Medicaid here, so we couldn't do anything.
That stinks.
Yeah.
That's what happened to my mom. She came from Chicago
Mhm.
over here and no job or nothing, had enough money and then ended up living in shelters. And living but eventually,
And it pushed you.
oh yeah.
Yeah, because you're like, what the hell? This is never gonna happen again.
Yeah, they come knocking the door at 9 o'clock in the morning, like get out. You gotta be in town at 5 o'clock.
Mhm.
At night, you gotta sleep in the streets. You know,
Yeah.
so it's only a month and a half, but it felt like 2 years, like especially at that age, I was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
So but that's
Mhm.
so that what you guys are doing is humongous.
Yeah, we take it serious, man.
Right.
It's a ministry for us, because if we can't find a resource, we become the resource.
Mhm.
And we put them in hotels and sleep there for a while and bounce them there, it's crazy.
Mhm.
But we literally are the ones that become the resource. Because Florida don't give nobody nothing. Nothing. 211, they refer us a lot of cases. And they get funded, I don't know where they get it from, but they're not doing nothing with the money.
Yeah.
I think they're just lining their pockets and just pawning them off on other agencies. You guys take the fall for that. That's not cool.
I have an investor, he just started buying 4-bedroom houses and selling all, renting by the room.
Right.
So that's how he's giving back, and he's trying to buy more 4-bedroom houses.
Right.
750 each room and
Right.
water light.
Mhm.
It's more affordable than somebody trying to rent nowadays.
Yeah, especially from a hotel.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Then people want mortgage
Yeah.
to stay there a month.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so I definitely give you a call, man. We actively looking, trying to find resources to help these people, because when you hear them crying on the phone,
Mhm.
like a mom with 4 kids sleeping in the car, and you can't help them.
So a great thing is something we're working on right now is trying to find people with 4-bedroom houses and have them agree that they'll sublease to us.
Mhm.
So we'll hold a master lease for
Mhm.
$1,500-$1,600 a month.
Mhm.
And then we'll sublease it to individuals.
Okay.
It's a very profitable thing at the same time, but you're helping people, but at the same time, they're helping the owner. So it's a help situation for properties that have
Yeah, how do you guys get past education orders and stuff like that?
you can't wait, you can't do it.
Yeah. I already know.
Similar.
Oh, yes, I do, yeah.
I work with the bank. I work with brokers.
All right. Hey, Angela, welcome. All right, guys, let's get started.
Hello, hello. I was on
Hello.
mute. Hey,
Okay.
everybody.
All right. So let's get started here. So what's the what happened this week, guys? What's the biggest news that happened this week? What happened this week?
Fed.
Anyone?
Bitcoin going up.
Bitcoin is going up. How long we've been waiting for Bitcoin to go up?
Months.
2.5 months.
Long time, right? All right, so go ahead and put up your charts for Bitcoin, guys. Go ahead and put up your chart for Bitcoin. The daily chart. I'm going to share the screen here. Bitcoin. So what's happening on the daily chart?
Give us a buy signal.
So I just shared the screen, guys. So what's going on? What's going on with Bitcoin on the daily chart?
It's just
It
breaking
is
out of the
scaling
accumulation stage.
What's that?
It's breaking out of the accumulation stage.
It's breaking out of the accumulation stage. So guys, take a look here. All right. So flip to the second page, So to your left there, that's accumulation phase, right? Okay, so we've got support and resistance, right? Support and resistance right here. And it's breaking out of support and resistance, which is the accumulation phase. So what type of candles did we have prior? What type of candles? What color candles?
Oh, yeah, red.
We had red candles. And now we've got what color candles?
Got green
That
now.
green.
Green, right? So we should be looking to what?
Buy.
Buy, right? Do we have a buy signal on the daily time frame? So if we look here,
Not yet.
this is so Bitcoin dropped. So 1 second here. Oh, look at this. We do have a buy signal.
Yes.
It just popped up.
That just popped up.
Too late, market close.
All right. I'm still trying to figure out this Zoom class.
No, you're all right. We see the chart.
What's that?
I said, you okay? We see the chart.
You see the chart?
I don't want to have that yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got a buy signal. We got a buy signal, guys. That's really good, right? The last time we had a buy signal was October of last year. Let's think about that, right? October of last year, we had a buy signal. We got a sell signal. When did we get a sell signal?
About April or May.
April or May. And we did not get another signal, okay, until now. So that's good. Now, what did we do? What did we do earlier in the week with Bitcoin? What did we do early in the week?
Early in the week, Bitcoin sold off for the first time below 30,000.
Okay. And when did we get in?
Right
What
at
time?
about 37,341.
What time frame?
The time frame you have it on right now is the daily. So that would be, the correct entry would actually be sometime today or yesterday.
But we got in earlier, right? Remember, we got in under 240, right? You guys, you got the text, right? That we got a buy
Oh,
signal
yeah.
under 240? Yeah. Remember that,
Yeah.
right?
I remember that. Sorry.
You remember that,
Yeah.
Anthony?
I've been only using daily though. Yeah, that's my problem.
Oh, that's fine. Stay on the daily.
You get to choose.
Mhm. The stock exchange trades like that, so. And it just gives you that.
Yeah, you just gotta be paying attention.
Wow.
Because if you don't pay attention until it's keep dropping this basically.
Okay, so guys, okay, do you see the 240s, 240 now?
Yeah.
Bitcoin 240, okay. So this is, and Cam, I know you do this, right? But this is more advanced, right? So this is a bit more advanced. So rather than waiting, right, we got a buy signal on the 240 earlier in the week. So we could have gotten in on the 240-minute time frame. Now it's a bit riskier, right? But the cool thing about it is this, right? Because we just got a buy signal today, but on the 240, we got a buy signal at 32,000. And on the daily, we just got a buy signal on 40,000. So that's a big move.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big move. So we always trade on the daily, but if you think that, okay, so let's take a look at the daily. Let's take a look at the daily. So here is the daily. What's happening on the daily that would give us an indicator or indications that price is going to move higher and that we can look at the 240 to get a better entry? So what's happening on the daily? What's happening on the daily time frame?
Well, if we look,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, guys.
now I was just gonna say that we could see that it broke out even before the buy signal came. So that would be an indication that we could have started to, that it was going to be trending up. So
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. Nick, you were going to say something?
No, I was just saying it's just starting to trend over the moving average.
It's starting to trend over the moving average. Very good, right? This lower, the red moving average price broke above that. It also got near above resistance also.
yeah.
Okay. And what else? What else? What's big? What did Bitcoin not do that we wanted it to do? Huh?
It didn't dump further.
It didn't dump further. Absolutely. It didn't break support. Okay, so it really held support, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is something I'm going to talk about. And Angela, you know about this, right? Because you just did the one-on-one coaching.
Yes.
Okay, so I want you guys, you might not see this, but we'll talk through it. So what Bitcoin did was this: Bitcoin dropped, and then price did this. It held support, right? But what do we call this? What type of diagram is this?
Descending triangle.
A descending triangle. Okay, is that what happened here with Bitcoin? Yeah. So what happens? What happens at the end of a descending triangle?
It's gonna break.
It's got to break, right?
More times unlikely it breaks to the downside, and that's what everyone's been expecting.
So more times than usual, right? It breaks to the downside. When does it break to the downside?
Time break support.
When it breaks support, right? But I want you guys to think more advanced. What type of trend is Bitcoin in? Let's talk through this. What type of trend is Bitcoin in?
It's in a downtrend.
Downward trend.
Downtrend currently, right? But what's the overall trend?
Oh, overall it's trending up.
It's trending up. All right, so if we look from left, always look from the bottom left, from left to right. If price starts at the bottom, it's trending up. If price starts, look at the left of your chart, if it starts from the top, down, it's trending down. Okay, so if the price started on the left top, right, and it's moving down, yes, the likelihood is that price would have broken to the downside. Okay, because that's the overall trend. Now, anything can happen, right? Bitcoin could have broken to the downside, right? So we still wait for confirmation, right? What's our confirmation? I mean, we know that our buy signal, right? Our buy signal is our trigger. What's our confirmation?
The retest of the moving average.
The retest of the moving average.
A retest of previous resistance.
A retest of what?
Previous resistance.
Previous resistance. Very good. What do we have within the system, okay, to give us confirmation? What do we have within the system to also give us confirmation?
I would say a buy signal on a little bit longer time frame.
A buy signal?
On a longer time frame. Like right now, you have the daily chart up.
Okay.
It'll take a while, but look at it over a period of this time next week. And if you have a confirmation that we're up for the week, now you have another confirmation of the current trend.
Okay, very good. How about the colors of the candles? How about the colors of the candles? You know, it's a simple thing, right? I mean, it's very simple, but we don't pay attention to it, right? Just the colors of the candles, from the candles turning red, right? Red to green, that's confirmation right there. Right? I mean, follow me for a second, right? We've got 4 months, 4 months, right? 3 months, let's say 3 months of all red candles. And what does the red candles tell us? The red candles tells us what?
That price was going down.
Price is going down. And who's taking the price? Who's taking the price down? The sellers, right?
Sellers.
And now we've got a what? A green candle, right? So who's in control now? The buyers. It's that.
The buyers are in control.
Yeah, the buyers are in control, right? So now if we, so now we've got a buy signal, right? On the daily. Right, so we're in. We fine-tuned our entry and we got in under 240. So we in Bitcoin now. What's the next move? What's the next move? What's
To
next?
watch for
are you-
reaccumulation?
Reaccumulation. When does that occur?
When price breaks resistance.
Angela, we can tell you just finished your one-on-one. Good job. We're gonna check back in a month. We're gonna check back in a month. Good job. So the idea is, guys, right? So now that we're in, there's nothing to do. Right? So we take in a good position as price moves higher, okay, to the reaccumulation phase. So look on the second page there, reaccumulation phase. What do we do at the reaccumulation phase as price breaks resistance? So as price breaks resistance in the reaccumulation phase,
And then
we buy, we would add to our position.
I was just gonna say buy again.
Okay, we would buy again. Okay. And if price moves higher, so if we go up to the left side of Bitcoin, right, to the left side, we'll notice, right, we had several. So when Bitcoin ran up from October to about April, May, right, we could have kept adding to our positions, right?
Yeah.
Hello, David here. Hello? Jason, I'm busy. He's trying to sell me something. How can I help you? Yeah, can you call me later this evening? Okay, bye-bye. Okay. Okay, so we'll add at every time we get new support and resistance, we're going to add to our positions. When do we stop adding to our positions? When do we stop adding?
I would say in your first sell signal.
Support,
What's that?
you start striking to support. Then you stop.
Okay, what else?
Like right here in the distribution phase.
Okay, the distribution phase is where we'll look for a hard sell. That's when we'll look for a hard sell. But within the trend, within the markup phase, this is important. So within the markup phase, the reaccumulation phase, when can we slow our accumulation? When can we add? When can
I would say when we stop breaking resistance. If we're no longer breaking resistance, it starts to consolidate, maybe then there's no need to
Redistribute.
buy more.
That's when you start.
Okay, so based on the system, let's take a look at the system now. So we are trending up because this is now that you guys are in Bitcoin, you should be in Bitcoin, right? Now you're going to have to manage the trade, right? So this is critical. So let's look at the previous trend. Let's look at the left of our screen, the previous trend. Okay, how do we manage? Because that's how we make money, guys. We're gonna add, we're gonna scale up, scale back, scale up, scale back, right? So based on the system, on the support and resistance, when do we add? So when do we push capital? And then when do we reduce capital?
Buy at support and sell at resistance.
You get the higher highs, you're ahead, right?
So higher highs. So when we get higher highs, we're pushing price, right? Okay. What tells us on the chart that we've got higher highs?
Yellow line.
The yellow support and resistance, very good. And then when we get lower highs, okay, we can look to take profits. What tells us we've got lower highs and lower lows on the chart?
Purple lines.
The purple lines. Okay, the purple support and resistance. So let's say we're in Bitcoin right now. Let's say we're in Bitcoin, right? Price moves higher. Now we see a purple support and resistance. We can take some profits off the table. We do not close the entire trade. We take profits off the table. Okay, think of the purple support and resistance as a warning. It's not a stop sign. It's a warning. Cautious. Price is slowing down, but we're still within the trend. If we get a yellow support and resistance, so we're in the trade now, and our next support and resistance as price moves higher is yellow, what do?
Add to our position.
We add to our position. And we'll keep adding until we get a purple support and resistance.
Hey, David, I got a question.
Uh-huh.
All right, looking at this daily chart right now in Bitcoin,
Yes.
where you have your yellow higher highs and higher lows, would your first one come in right above the purple horizontal bar that we're getting ready to approach right now? Once we get above there and hold it, would your program start making the higher highs and higher lows with the yellow bars?
I have no idea.
You see what I'm saying? It's like if you look to your left.
Yeah, but it's gonna vary.
Yeah, because if you look to your left, where you got your first buy signal back there in October,
yeah,
you start showing your higher highs and higher lows with your yellow bars. Wouldn't your first one come on as soon as we get above this the purple horizontal bar that we're approaching right now?
It might, but it might not.
Okay.
So it depends on how that's a great question, right? So it depends on how price is moving. So if price moves rapidly, right? So we only get support and resistance when price does what? We only get support and resistance when price does what?
When we break resistance and we stay above support.
Okay, but how is support and resistance created?
Accumulation.
By accumulation, right? By consolidation.
Right.
Okay, so if price, Kim, that's a good question. So if price moves up rapidly, right? So if we get a lot of buying in and price just trends up, we're not going to get a support and resistance line. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Bitcoin just shoots up rapidly, right? And there's no consolidation, right? Then we won't get a support and resistance. We won't get that. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it might, Kim, if price just slowly moves up, right? Then yes, we'll probably get new support and resistance lines right along the previous. So previous support becomes resistance and so forth. But if we get a lot of volume in and price just shoots up, then no. No, we wanted to do that. We wanted to provide us with new support and resistance lines. Why is that? Yeah, but so we want new areas to buy. Yeah, so our support and resistance, those are new areas to buy, new areas to accumulate, to reaccumulate. Now, why is it called reaccumulation? Or why is it called accumulation?
And then grab it.
So the,
So it's gotta grab some more liquidity. So
It's got to grab, oh, Nick. It's got to grab more liquidity, right? We've got new buyers coming in. Okay. Very good. So we okay with Bitcoin? We know how to make money with Bitcoin?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna
yeah,
stay in
but
the
David,
trade? Huh?
yeah. When you sent out that text message about the 240, I thought you was using that as a caution to kind of keep your eye on it. That's kind of what I was thinking, and then waiting till you got the signal on the daily and then got in. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. So yeah, the 240 was an entry. The
Okay.
240 was an entry. And the reason why, no, it doesn't always happen this way, but the reason why we took the entry on the 240 is because it looked pretty good. It looked really good.
Yeah.
Now we had tested we had tested an entry on the 240, I think a little over a month ago, and it didn't work. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that.
Well, I did get in it today because that 30-minute gave a signal. I just happened to be looking at it and it gave a 30-minute signal, and I just got it.
On the 30-minute?
Yeah, your system. No, on the 30. He gave a buy signal on the 30, like 10 minutes before 5 o'clock today.
You mean on the daily?
No, it did it on the daily and on the 30-minute too. Yeah, if you look at Monster Scalper on the 30-minute, it gave a blue buy signal.
Okay.
And that's what I entered in on. And like on my computer, it's not even showing a blue on the daily yet. So
Okay, yeah, it does show a buy on the 30.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So Bitcoin was a big trade. What was another big event for the week?
Those dollar pairs, man. Dollar pairs.
Dollar pairs. The damn dollar pairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
US. Yep.
Yeah. So what happened with the dollar pairs? Well, what happened with the index, right? So we tried the dollar through the index, right? The dollar index. So what happened with the dollar index?
I'll tell you, DXY.
The dollar started dropping. I mean, it started selling off.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, so you see, so I just shared the screen. So you guys see that? You see the screen for the dollar index?
Yeah.
So what did we get? We got a sell signal, right?
Correct.
So we got to be out of the dollar. All right. So all those dollar pairs, we should be out unless unless this change. What's the trend of the dollar? What's the trend right now? The dollar
Going down.
is going down. So this is a downward trend.
Oh, it's starting.
Yeah.
I mean, right now you can kind of say it's kind of ranging.
All right. Let's take a look at
Actually, if you go back to last Wednesday, that's when the dollar index start turning over.
Last Wednesday?
Yeah, on the 21st.
Okay. I'm gonna send you guys a weekly chart here. Okay, do you see the weekly chart
Yeah.
for the dollar? Okay, so what happened last week compared to this week?
Got a white candle.
Got a white candle. We got a white candle. We got a big white candle, right? So guys, when we trade, we've got the signals, but we've got to kind of look at what's happening on the chart, right? To anticipate what the signals will do. So we had a last week, we closed the week. Kim, it wasn't a totally down week. It was still an up week, right? But it didn't break resistance. So we were looking for a price to break resistance. You see that yellow line right there on the weekly? That was our resistance, right? And it failed to break resistance. So it rejected that resistance area there. Right? We've got huge support here. We've got major support. I mean, this support goes back the last, I mean, we're talking 2018, right? The resistance back to 2015. So price looks like it wants to come back and perhaps test support. Okay. What? Go ahead.
What day did the candle switch from red to white?
From green, you mean? From green to white?
No, just before that, before all the red.
Here?
Yeah.
Let's go back to the daily. Good catch there. So this was, we got a buy signal when it broke on 6/16. 6/16. So this was a good move, but it failed. There's not a damn thing we can do about that. It failed, right? So we just have to get out. So I'm going to forward this chart here. This is dollar CAD. So dollar CAD. You guys see that? Dollar CAD?
Sure do.
Okay. So given that we've got a sell signal on, given that we've got a sell signal on the dollar index on the daily time frame, we see a reversal happening on the weekly time frame, and we look at dollar CAD here, and we've got white candles coming in. What would, if you were still in this, what would you do?
Get out.
Get out.
I would get out.
Yeah, get out. When things reverse like this, don't wait for a sell signal.
Yeah.
All right. Just get out. the longer we stay in, it gets very painful, right? So we just want to get out. And this is what most traders will do, right? Most traders will go right in and trade another group. Follow me for a second, right? So the dollar pair, that's done. That's the group that we were focused on primarily, and that's done. So now we can trade this group. So what does most traders do? What will most traders do? What do you guys think most traders will do?
Short it.
They would short it, right? They would short it. What else will they do?
If they have positions, they'll obviously take profits.
If they have positions, take profits. What else?
Buy something else that's.
Buy what?
Buy something that's inverse to the dollar index.
Buy something else that's inverse, right? What should we do? What should we do at this point?
Wait.
We wait. We wait. We wait. Can we short this? We can short it, right?
Yeah.
But is it, think about this, right? We've been long. We've been long, right? So we've been buying, right? And now we are gonna go short. Not to pick on you, Nick, right? Is this a short trade?
That looks like it's fine.
Not yet. You don't have a sell signal.
We don't have a sell signal, right? But what is price doing?
It's finding support on the moving average.
It's finding what?
Support on the moving average.
It's finding support. A lot has to happen. This is what I want you guys to start thinking, right? Right? Don't just go from one mindset to the next. Wait for the market to play out, right? So when we're done, we're done. We just done, right? Don't go to another pair, don't go to another group, don't try to force it. If we're out long, don't go short, right? It has to develop. We have to give it time to develop. Okay? That makes sense?
It does.
Yeah.
As long as you start chasing it everywhere, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble. Now, what could happen? What could happen with the dollar? What could happen? What else could happen?
It can go back up.
It could go back up, right? It could go back up, right? So let's go to the index, right? We always have to go with what the market is giving us.
Once you play within the support and resistance, like you're good.
Yes,
As soon as
Anthony.
you start chasing it, that's it.
Yeah.
In trouble.
Okay, so you guys see the dollar index there? You see the dollar index, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what could happen? Price could go back, test resistance, right? And give us what? If it breaks resistance, give us what?
A buy
Buy
signal.
signal.
A buy signal to move higher. And now we would be back in the dollar pairs.
Hey, David,
Yes.
looking at this dollar index, one thing that I kind of do to go out to kind of verify things a little bit, and I know the dollar index is made up of the US dollar versus, I think, the Japanese yen, the euro, the British pound, I think the Australian dollar. Is it what, four? Is it 4 or 6 different other currency pairs
It's
that the
usually
dollar index? What
The
is that?
major- Yes, usually the major pairs.
The major pairs is compared to? Yeah, what I usually do though is I go out and actually look at the other pairs that it's compared to. I actually go and look at those charts individually. Even though I know that the US dollar index represents that as a whole, I go back out and I look at each of them individually.
Yes, yes. So you can do that. You always want to do that individually. But where you might make a mistake is if right now we've got several dollar pairs that are still holding. All right, they haven't broken down, right? They haven't given sell signals, so they're still holding their buy signals, right? But when we get a sell signal, okay, when do we get a sell signal? When does the system gives us a sell signal? When price does what?
When it breaks resistance.
When it breaks support, right? Support. When it breaks
Oh,
support.
sell, yeah.
When it breaks support. So who's in control when price breaks support? Who's in control? The
Sellers.
Yeah, so yes, Cam, it's yeah, we can definitely look at the individual trades. However, just be careful, right? Because price could really go down. You know, we go into next week. So your loss, your small loss you might have right now, depending on where your entry was on the buy signal, that could become a lot larger. All right, but you're absolutely right. You still want to look at the because even with the sell signal, you will have pairs that are holding. Okay, that's not dropping as much, but good point. What else happened this week? What else happened this week? So Bitcoin, the dollar, what else?
Well, the US indices is starting to head down a little bit.
So the Dow, the S&P, and NASDAQ?
Yeah, they're starting to top out, and because the same stocks, all of those were a disappointment so far, with the exception of Google. And what Amazon did last night, that brought the rest of them down. So when you look at the NASDAQ, that's starting to kind of fade a little bit.
Okay, so I'm sending over the NASDAQ. Okay, so let's talk through this. What's happening with the NASDAQ?
I would say overall it's trending.
It's trending? You think so?
Oh, I say it's ranging. It's going sideways.
I'm sorry, ranging. That's what I should have said, ranging, not trending.
It's in what phase? Distribution phase.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Could be.
okay, so this is a good area. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Okay, so we know it's ranging, right? When would it become distribution or accumulation? This is a great example, guys. So when would it become distribution or accumulation?
It'll become accumulation if it breaks resistance. It'll become distribution if it breaks support.
Very good. Very good. Who said that? Who said, was that Brian? Brian?
Yeah, man, that was me.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I get an A for the day, right?
You've been paying attention, Brian.
I get an A for the day.
For the month. For the whole month. For the whole month. That's huge. Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. We're gonna find this a lot, right? So if price breaks resistance, we get a buy signal. That's reaccumulation. That's reaccumulation. Okay. We'll see it in the candles. We'll start to get green candles, right? But rather than following just the signals, just the candles, we want to understand really what's happening, right? So the big institutions, what was the terminology you used? Liquidity, right? Liquidity is coming back into the market, right? So there's buying coming back in, right? So we've got a nice upward trend. Just think about that, right? The trend is up, right? The trend is up. And now we get a buy signal above this. And that's a nice long accumulation, right? Right? So buy signal, price is going to go higher, right? Price is going to go higher. Okay. So very good. If price breaks support here, then we're in the distribution phase. Okay. Price will definitely come down. Okay. So very good. Very good. If price narrows like it's doing now, it's narrowing, right? So we've got smaller candles, right? What does that tell us?
It's coming to breaking point.
It's coming to a what point?
Breaking point.
A breaking point. And what happens during the breaking point? We just saw that with Bitcoin. What happens at a breaking point?
It goes up or it goes down?
It goes up and it goes down, and it does it in a high volatility if it's Forex, or very high volume if it's equities. Okay, so we can anticipate that if we get a break either to the upside or to the downside, that we're going to get a pretty big break. Okay, and price will move either higher or lower. So looking at the NASDAQ. Okay, looking at the NASDAQ right now, where would you place your bet? If you were a betting person, where would you place your bet?
I would place my bet that it would go up.
Yeah.
I would say everybody's just resting right now and waiting on new buyers to come in.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what I want you guys to think, right? Not that you're going to trade that way, because the stories will change. And we have to be flexible, right? We're not like everyone else, right? Regardless of what's happening, they stay in. We're not going to do that, right? We still follow our process. But we want to we want to always know, right? Always know with 80–90%, we have an idea, a good idea based on price patterns, right? Based on the price patterns, what price will do next. What price will do next. If it doesn't do that, then guess what? We change our story, right? Why is that important?
I think it's important because you're letting the market based on the market movement, you're basing your trade ideas on what's happening and opposed to what you want to happen.
Okay. And what else? What else? If it did it in the past, it will do it again, right? But what does that do for us as traders? If we know that, hey, if we know that we're watching this, and if we know that, hey, as a betting person, right? The odds are what? In our favor, that based on price action, based on the trend, okay, on everything that we know, right, that price will move higher, we can start getting our mind ready. We can also start getting our capital ready.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We can start, if we know that we reached a breaking point where price has to move, and it's going to move pretty fast, right? Then we can get our capital ready. Okay, we can put more capital to work. As we get more advanced in our trading, okay, as we get more advanced in our trading, guys, there are times when we are going to trade, and there are times when we are going to make a lot of freaking money. Okay? What we want to always be doing is setting up for the big moves. Okay? No, I'm not saying that this is one of them, right? But we always want to be looking for areas, opportunities, okay, to capture the big breakouts, the big moves in the markets. Okay, so having your story ready, doing your homework like this, and anticipating the big moves, guess what? You put real capital to work. You have to be convinced if you're going to put real capital to work, real money to work, you have to be convinced of your story. It doesn't mean you're just gonna, well, if it doesn't happen, you go through with it. No, it's confirmation. Okay, that hey, if it happens, what's that?
Calculated.
Yes, it's calculated, right? So if it does happen, you're ready. You're mentally ready. You've got your capital ready. You've got everything ready to take action. And that's when you make a lot of money. So there are trades that are going to set up, right? There are trades that's going to set up, but then there are real opportunities that we want to be ready for. And like Anthony said, between support and resistance, that's where everything will happen. That's where all your decisions will be made, right around support and resistance. And those what type of triangles? Descending, ascending, and descending triangles. Those patterns. Okay, what else can we look at? So we've got the NASDAQ here, and we'll go for another 15 minutes. We'll finish up at 6:30. So we've got the NASDAQ here. What else can we look? What else can we look at for confirmation, guys? What else can we look at for confirmation? Cam, I'm going to pick on you. What else can we look at? If we're looking at the NASDAQ, what else can we look at for confirmation? Cam?
A break above the previous highs.
Okay.
When you go back to that high, I think it was in April, and April, May timeframe. If you can definitely get a break above there, then it's off to the races at that point. Then you'll have to start using a Fibonacci number. Well, you don't use that, but you'll start having to look at a breakout above the highs. You'll have to look at when the market starts topping out again, forming a type of pattern that you're seeing right now.
Okay. Can we also look at the Dow? Can we look at the Dow? So I'm sharing this here. What is the Dow doing that the NASDAQ is not doing? So can we get more confirmation here? What is the Dow doing what does the Dow have that the NASDAQ doesn't have?
I would say the Dow is trading near the recent highs, and you're not getting that out of the NASDAQ right now.
Yep.
And besides that, you got a buy signal. What, early July?
Bingo. Now let's take a look, guys. It's all about confirmation, right? And every bit of confirmation is going to give us the edge, right? Every bit of confirmation is going to give us an edge, and we want to keep stacking our edges, okay? We want to keep stacking them. Okay, so here is a chart on the S&P. So what does the S&P show that the NASDAQ and the Dow doesn't show?
Uptrend.
Yeah.
It's a straight uptrend.
A straight up trend.
Blue signal. Yep.
And we're trading at our all-time highs right now.
Yeah.
Just a touch off. Actually, probably less than 1% off their all-time highs right now.
Yeah. So the S&P and the Dow both have what? They both have
Blue
what?
signals.
Buy signals, right?
Yeah.
Buy signals.
And uptrends.
And uptrend, the S&P has a very defined uptrend, very, very defined, a beautiful uptrend. You can't get better than that. So what's the NASDAQ? What's the NASDAQ likely to do?
Play catch up.
They play catch up.
Because I remember saying that it's delayed, one of them was delayed.
Uh-huh.
I forgot which one, but usually they'll all follow.
They'll all follow,
behind
right?
each other, yeah.
So if we were a betting group, if we were a betting group, where would we put our money? On the what side? To the upside.
Side.
To the upside. There's no guarantee, right? Anything could happen, right? But guess what? Guess what? The S&P is leading. The Dow is next. And the NASDAQ is lagging. So boy, if we look at the NASDAQ and we look at the tech sector in heat seeker, let's see here. Let's take a look at our sectors here. And let's take a look at tech. So let's take a look. I'm sending you guys the chart on tech. So here is the technology chart here for tech. Look at that chart.
That looks good.
Uptrend, this is the sector, it's trending up. And guess what? The NASDAQ, this is how we want to play this, guys, right? So the NASDAQ, the NASDAQ sector is trending. The index is consolidating. The S&P is moving, trending. The Dow is trending. If we have stocks in tech that are breaking out or starting to break out, that's where we want to put our money. Make sense?
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, guys, I think we're done. Anything else from you guys on Zoom?
Yeah, if you can bring up that Euro GBP, we talked about it last week or 2 weeks ago, rather.
Euro GBP?
Yeah.
All right, Ken. Let's see. Euro GBP. Did it break out?
It broke out last week after we talked 2 weeks ago, and I made a good profit on that. And yeah, you see that little spike up about 2 weeks ago?
Okay.
Yeah, I made money on that spike up, and I held it, and now I'm at the point where I'm wondering when I'm going to make my next entry on this one right here.
Okay, so I just shared the chart, right? So you guys see, what time frame are you trading it on?
I'm trading it on the 1 hour.
On the 1 hour? Okay, so let's pull that up.
determines the frame that you trade on?
The time frame? Yeah, I'll go over that. Okay, I just shared it. So do you guys see that?
Sure do.
The 60 and the daily?
Yeah.
Cam, you're a brave man.
Yeah, I got, yeah,
Yep.
I got fortunate the last time and 2 weeks ago and did pretty well. I worked with Lewis on that one and we talked about it for a while. And I'm thinking now it's that time again where we may get some follow through on Sunday and Monday to the upside. But I know I have to be extremely cautious because this overall trend on the daily is down. We're still making lower lows.
Yeah. So this is where, yeah, this is where, you know, this is where we used to try to get traders to come in at this level, trading the 30-minute, the 15-minute, and it's really, really hard. Okay, once you become more advanced, okay, you can do this. But this allows for great opportunities. Okay, so you mentioned the time frame, right? What determines that, right? So think of a time frame as think of time frames as what can I use? Okay, think of it as a road. Okay, the wider the road, the wider the time frame. The narrower the road, the lower the time frame. Okay, so if we have more, if price isn't trending, if it's trending rather, right? If it's really trending, so we want to open up the time frame. We want to use a wider time frame, like a daily time frame or forward time frame. If price is narrowing, like consolidating, and we still want to trade it, we've got to reduce our time frame. Okay, to perhaps a 30-minute, and that's what Kim is doing. So if you guys look at, and this is good. If you guys look at, this is a ton of money that can be made here, right? If you notice here, price, it's not trending, right? It's ranging. It's consolidating between a very defined support and very defined resistance. So what he's doing is he's buying at the bottom here. So we have a buy. What he did was he reduced his time frame. Here is the daily, right? Here is the daily. This is our road, right? This is here is the road, right? Every candle here is a day's worth of data. It's got a very defined support and resistance, and it's staying within support and resistance. So what he did was he reduced his time frame to trade the ups and downs within that narrow range.
So basically, the time frame would be like a magnifying glass.
Exactly. He's zooming in.
Right.
He's zooming in.
Right.
Okay. And the tighter it gets, the closer he would have to zoom in. He might have to go from a 60-minute to a 30-minute time frame.
Right.
From a 30-minute to a 15-minute time frame.
Right.
From a 15-minute to a 5-minute time frame. Okay.
I got it.
Where most traders mess up is they use that concept for everything. Right? So the price could be trending like this, and they're trading a 15-minute. Doesn't work. Right. We've got to open it up, okay, to get that whole move.
Does the software give you buy sell signals in the lower time frame?
Yeah, absolutely. So here is Kim's buy signal here on the 60-minute.
Okay.
Okay, and as price, so he's on the daily, this daily candle here. As price gets up to near resistance, okay, so let's say right now resistance is at 86, 86.9. So let's say 86.9 is all the way up here, right? So let's say price, his trade on the 60-minute gets up to 86 and change. And it's having trouble breaking this resistance like it has in the past. It will stall out and give us a sell signal up in that area. Okay, and then he can short it back down. Okay, he can short it back down to support, and he can keep doing that. Okay, it's a bit advanced. Okay, it's a bit advanced.
And I got a question for you, David. When you look at those April lows where you have the purple horizontal bars,
Yes.
that right there, yep, right there.
Okay.
That I'm using that bar, and the one above it goes straight up. That one right there, I'm using that one as my general areas that I'm trading within.
Okay, so you're using a wider swing. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It looks safer.
Okay.
That's generally safer, right? In that time frame.
Well, you got a lot of right there where you got a lot of other smaller purple time frames in there.
Yeah, sure
that it
do.
could possibly bounce.
Yeah.
That it could possibly bounce off of too.
Yeah.
And turn into a sales signal. So basically, what you look like what you're doing is just trading a pullback or a retracement because
Exactly.
you're still in the overall downtrend on the daily. So you're just trading a retracement right now. So yeah, those other purple resistance lines, don't overlook those because those might kick it back down.
Yeah.
As well.
Trust me, Brian, I've been getting very little sleep this week now.
That's the thing with those.
Hey, man, hey, you know, I have to talk to you offline. I ain't gonna say it. I'll be in class, but there's some things that. No, I mean, I would go ahead and say if it was me, and David doesn't do this, but when in a situation like that, if I'm in that, I would probably put a take profit at that first purple small resistance right there, just so I could get some sleep. Just so I can get some sleep. Now, if I'm in it, just okay, I'm willing to lose whatever I lose. I'll just ride it out to where you say your original support and resistance was. I just let it do what it do, and that'd be it.
Yeah, you guys know what you're doing, right? It's not for new folks, right? So but it's great opportunities. There will be times, and you guys know where we've had to go to the 30-minute, right? So if the market tightens up and we're not getting any trends, right? And it happens for a while, we might have to move to a smaller time frame. Okay, yes, we'll have to, just to make money. All right, good job. Anything else, guys? No? How about you guys? Anything else? Any other questions, concerns? That answered your question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Nick?
Have you used TradingView?
This is TradeStation.
Yeah, but have you ever used TradingView?
Yeah.
It's way much nicer.
Yeah, I like this because we have signals. Yeah, we have actual buy and sell signals of this. So, okay, guys. I'll see you guys 2 weeks.
All
All
right.
right, have a good one.
I know we'll see you Monday, right?
Yeah, Monday. That's right. Monday, you coming, right?
Sure am.
Brian, you coming?
At what time?
6 to 9.
I would have to check. Yeah, I would have to see 6 to 9.
Yeah. Let me know.
Okay, all right.
Hey, Brian, check with your secretary, see if your schedule's open.
I hear you,
guys.
brother.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.